She is the most powerful woman in the Connecticut Republican Party. So why did Themis Klarides decide not to run for governor? We will ask her next on Face the State. New Britain Mayor Erin Stewart took to Facebook to say she may run. Our pundits Franklin Perry and Brian Mongaluzzo have analysis of the race that is really heating up. Plus, tolls. This could be the year lawmakers bring them back. Two state representatives argue for and against, Democrat Sean Scanlon and Republican Laura Devlin. Our flashback, when the owner of the Patriots gushed over moving the team to Hartford. It's right now on Face the State this Super Bowl Sunday morning, February 4th, 2018.
From Eyewitness News, Connecticut's most watched local political program, this is Face the State.
Good morning, and thanks for tuning in this Sunday. I'm Dennis House. The top year, this is the year of the woman, everyone's saying, yet the top woman in the state Republican Party is not running for the state's top office. Yes, late this week, House Minority Leader Themis Klarides announced she would not be running for governor, and Madam Leader is with us here today. And thank you for being with us here this Sunday. And you had told me that this was a torturous decision, that really difficult for you to make. What was so difficult about it?
Well, I'm just an overanalyzer to begin with. I mean, in any decision I make, because I really want to make sure I look at all sides and I make the right decision. And besides the personal effect making these decisions has on you, the biggest thing for me was how I could best serve the state of Connecticut. I've been in the legislature now for 10 terms. I have been so proud of what the House Republicans have done moving forward. We have won 35 seats in the last 4 election cycles with no Republicans winning above the ticket on our side. And as important as a governor is, going forward, a majority in the House and Senate is at least as important. You can ask Governor Malloy right now. You can ask him what he has been able to do with a legislature that's not working with him. And so I made the decision that the best way I can serve the state of Connecticut right now is to stay in the House and win the majority.
You want to be Speaker?
I want to be in the majority. It would be up to my colleagues to decide if I would be Speaker or not.
How close did you get to running for governor?
Very close. I mean, people know that on a day-to-day basis it would change. And that's what told me that I knew that it was a very difficult decision for me. My heart and soul is in the House because I've been there that long. And that's natural. But these people that are in the House Republicans are family to me. They are the hardest working, most committed, passionate people, and they do this because they believe that they have the better ideas and we have the better ideas to move the state forward. And this past year, the horrible taxes and fees and policies and anti-business bills that we stopped and the incredible structural changes we made that we've been pushing for decades were for one reason and one reason only. The Senate is tied and the House is 4 votes away from the majority. Earlier
this week, in an interview with Brian Lockhart of Hearst Newspapers, you seemed unimpressed by the field of people running for governor. Is there anyone out there who you think might be the leader of the pack?
I think right now it's pretty clear that there are a lot of people in the race, and I don't think there is a front runner right now. But I'll tell you, my vantage point and a legislator's vantage point being in the trenches every day and knowing how this state works down to painful detail and knowing what it takes to fix it, that's why I think all of us are a little bit concerned about what the field looks like, but I recognize everybody that's in it believes they can do the best for Connecticut, and they have to make that case.
Do you think there are too many candidates right now?
I don't think there's such a thing as too many candidates. That's what the process is for.
This is the so-called Year of the Woman because of the Me Too movement, sexual harassment awareness, and things like that. Yet there are no women who are declared candidates right now. There are 2 women who are exploring in your party, Erin Stewart and Tony Boucher. Why aren't there more women running?
I don't really look at things from gender, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm so proud to have been the first woman leader of the House Republican Caucus, and I am so proud that the House Republican Caucus has the most women legislators by percentage and number of the entire Connecticut legislature. But we all go in there and we work hard to make sure we can make this state as good as it can be. I don't know why there are not more women, but I think we have to just judge people for the candidates they are.
What does a candidate have to say to the voters and the people of Connecticut that will impress you and say, hey, that person needs to be governor?
Well, I think they have to know what we know. They have to know what the problem is and how to fix it. But what I've seen going out around the state in the past few years as leader, speaking to groups, Republican, Democrat, from all different walks of life, all different professions. People want to feel something when you talk to them. They want to feel your passion. They want to feel that you're going to put your heart and soul into this, and they want to feel hope. They want to walk away and feel hope. And I think that message probably isn't being communicated as best as it can be. I know all the candidates are doing it, I believe, for the right reasons. They all believe they have their skill set, but there's a lot of people, and on both sides, quite frankly, and somebody is going to have to differentiate themselves somehow.
You say that these people, whoever is the successful candidate, needs to know what you know. Is that to say that an outsider could not be a successful governor?
No, I mean, when I say what I know, I mean as legislators, and particularly in the past year and a half, we have been in constant session. We have been constantly dealing with budgets and what works and what doesn't work and the deficits we have. So I think I am not a believer insiders or outsiders are bad. This notion that some of those outsiders have claimed that legislators or mayors or first selectmen are part of the problem. I think that's nonsense, and I think, quite frankly, it's an excuse. Whether we have been in the legislature, have been a mayor, have been a first selectman, we've actually given our time and thrown ourselves out there for this. So the notion that we're part of the problem, the Democrats are part of the problem, the governor's part of the problem, we are not part of the problem.
What would a Republican-led legislature with a Republican governor look like in terms of the changes that Connecticut people would see in your judgment?
Well, as you saw in the budget that was passed, the second bipartisan budget in October, there was a spending cap, a bonding cap, a volatility cap, mandatory vote on union contracts. Those are structural changes to the state that have been fought for decades, way before I was there. And we have been fighting for them and proposing them every year, and nobody seemed to care. The only thing that made them care was the tie in the Senate and the 4-vote difference in the House, because they were forced to sit at a table and look at things that changed the state of Connecticut structurally, not just stuck gum in a hole for the next 6 months. So that's what you will see with a Republican-led legislature. You will see structural changes to the state of Connecticut.
I want to ask you a little bit about the budget, and that is that, as you know, the mayor of Danbury, Mark Boughton, is running for governor, says he would like to propose getting rid of the income tax over 10 years. Is that feasible?
I think it's a wonderful idea, but I think that the devil is always in the details insofar as how you find that. I mean, we would love to get rid of the income tax. I would love to know how he thinks he can make up that money. But it's going to take bold ideas, but not only bold ideas, it's going to take bold solutions. So ideas are great, but unless you have solutions along with them, it's not going to make any difference.
One last question. What does your gut tell you? Because you're young enough to be able to have the luxury of not running for governor this time and maybe doing it down the road. Do you think someday that there'll be a Governor Themis Klarides?
Well, I never thought I'd be in the position now a few years ago to be even considering running for governor and be honored enough that people wanted me to do it. So I keep all my options open right now. I want to stay in the House, get a majority, and show the state of Connecticut what a vision of Republican-led Connecticut is.
Themis Klarides, the House Minority Leader. Thanks for being on the program today.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll be talking about tolls, a big debate in 2018, and a little bit later in the program, our flashback when the owner of the New England Patriots announced he was moving to Connecticut and was pretty excited about it. We'll hear from him in an interview I did with him in 1998. And if you missed any past editions of Face the State, you can watch them right now on our website, WFSB.com, and also look for our brand new YouTube channel. We'll be right back.